Do you ever feel like your brain won't stay still? You grab your phone just to check one thing, and suddenly half an hour is gone while you scroll. You try to do homework, but your thoughts jump everywhere. You open your computer to work, but end up watching silly videos instead. If this sounds like you, don't worry, you're not broken. This happens to almost everyone today. We live in a crazy world with so much going on that staying focused on just one thing feels impossible. There's always a beep, a message, a funny clip, or breaking news trying to grab your attention. Our ability to focus leaks away like water dripping from a broken cup. Here's something interesting though. Jumping between tasks wasn't always bad for us. Long ago, our grandparents' needed to watch everything around them for danger. This scattered attention kept them safe. But now, it's hurting us badly. Scientists at a big school in California found something shocking. When someone gets interrupted, it takes them about 23 minutes to fully focus again. 23 whole minutes! Now think about how many times each day you stop what you're doing to look at your phone, switch tasks, or do something else. But what if you could fix this? What if you could teach your brain to block out everything else and dive so deep into what you're doing that nothing else matters? There is a way, and it's not some new trick from an internet guru. This method comes from peaceful temples in Japan, and it's called Ichigo Ichie. Ichigo Ichie means giving your complete attention to one single thing. It's a big part of Zen Buddhism in Japan, and that's what we're going to explore today. Now tell me in the comments, what steals your attention the most? Is it your phone, social apps, your own wandering thoughts? Let me know below. Let's get back to it. Chapter 1. The Story of Alex. Alex Chen was 16 when he realized he was falling behind. He wasn't a terrible student. Actually, he was pretty smart with subjects like math, science, and coding. His real problem was focus. Alex just couldn't stick with anything. He'd sit down to study, and minutes later he'd be scrolling through TikTok. He'd open his textbook and start daydreaming about working at some cool tech company. He'd watch an educational video but pause it to check sports scores. Alex had a huge dream, the kind that seems almost crazy. He wanted to get into Stanford, one of the hardest schools in the world to get into, the place where brilliant minds go. But Alex had a serious problem. His grades weren't anywhere close to good enough. While other kids got straight A's, Alex was stuck in the middle, a C+ here, a B- there. Good enough to pass, but nowhere near good enough for Stanford. His friends didn't help either. They loved teasing him about it. "Yo, Alex, you want to go to Stanford and you can't even pass basic calculus? Dude, you'll be working at a gas station." They'd laugh. They thought it was just jokes, but every word hurt Alex deep inside. His mom and dad pressured him too, not in a mean way, they just wanted him to try harder. "Alex, sweetheart, you're smart. You just need to stop getting distracted and take things seriously." Alex knew they were right. He knew he could do better. The problem was that whenever he tried to study, his own mind worked against him. You know that feeling when you should be doing something important, but your brain would rather imagine made-up futures? Alex spent hours lost in daydreams. He'd picture himself graduating from Stanford. He'd imagine his first day as a software developer. He'd see his friends saying sorry for doubting him. But meanwhile, his math book stayed closed, his science homework stayed empty, and his dream stayed far, far away. Until one afternoon, after failing another calculus quiz, Alex hit rock bottom. He was exhausted from being average, tired of letting his parents down, sick of his friends' jokes. But instead of giving up and hiding in his room, Alex did something different. He decided to ask for help. Chapter 2. Meeting Mr. Yamamoto. The next day, Alex went to see Mr. Yamamoto. Mr. Yamamoto taught mathematics at their school, a quiet Japanese man in his 50s who always seemed peaceful and centered. He had this calm energy that made everyone listen. While other teachers yelled to control the class, Mr. Yamamoto just had to look at students and they'd go silent. Alex knocked on the staff room door after school ended. "Mr. Yamamoto, can I talk to you?" The teacher looked up, removed his glasses, and waved Alex inside. "Of course, Alex. Have a seat. What's on your mind?" Alex breathed deeply. "Sir, I'm lost. I really want better grades. I want to become a software developer, but I can't concentrate. When I sit down to study, my brain bounces everywhere. I'm distracted constantly. My grades stay bad, and I'm stuck in this loop." Mr. Yamamoto stayed quiet for a moment. Then he smiled, not a pitying smile, but the smile of someone who understands. "Alex, can I ask something? When you study, how many browser tabs do you have open?" Alex thought about it. Maybe 10 or 12? "And your phone? Where is it?" "Next to me with all my notifications on." "And do you study while thinking about other stuff, like what you'll do later or what happened earlier today?" Alex's eyes went wide. "How'd you know that?" Mr. Yamamoto chuckled softly. "Because I was exactly the same at your age." Alex couldn't believe it. "Really? Seriously?" "Seriously. I grew up in Japan, and when I was young, I couldn't focus either. My mind wandered constantly until my grandmother taught me something that completely transformed my life." Alex leaned closer, curious now. "What did she teach you?" The teacher wrote something on paper and slid it to Alex. "Ichigo Ichie." Alex stared at the paper, confused. "Ichigo Ichie?" Ichigo Ichie. It's from Zen Buddhism. It means complete focus on one single action. It's about doing one thing at a time with your full attention, like you and the action become the same thing. Alex frowned. "So, just focusing on one thing?" "It's more than just focusing, Alex. It's about becoming what you're doing. When you study math, you're not Alex studying math. You are the math. There's no separation. You're not watching yourself do it from outside. You dive completely in." Alex still looked confused. Mr. Yamamoto continued. "Let me explain differently. Have you ever played a video game and suddenly realized 3 hours disappeared? Yeah, happens all the time. That's called flow state. You were so absorbed that time vanished. Ichigo Ichie is learning to enter that state on purpose with any activity." A shiver ran down Alex's spine. This made sense. Does it actually work? Like scientifically? Mr. Yamamoto smiled wider. "Oh yes. Today, scientists call it mindfulness or flow state. There are tons of studies showing that when you practice focused attention, your brain physically changes. It strengthens the front part of your brain that controls attention." He pulled out some printed papers from a drawer. "Look, I have research articles here. They combine Ichigo Ichie with brain science techniques. Take these home, study them, try them out, and tell me what happens." Alex grabbed the papers with shaking hands. Something inside him whispered that this would change everything. "Thank you, Mr. Yamamoto. Really, thank you so much." The teacher put his hand on Alex's shoulder. "Alex, you have what it takes.
You just need to learn how to direct your attention. Once you learn that, nothing can stop you.
Chapter 3. Putting it into practice. That night, Alex barely slept. He stayed up reading everything Mr. Yamamoto gave him. The more he read, the more sense it all made. One article explained how our brains work, how every distraction, every notification, every task switch forces our brain to use energy to restart and refocus. The more you do this, the more you train your brain to be distracted. Another article talked about the Pomodoro method combined with Ichigo Ichie, short blocks of total focus followed by 5 or 10-minute breaks. But during breaks, no phone checking, no social media scrolling, just breathing, stretching, drinking water, being present. Another article discussed designing your environment to make distractions impossible. Phone in another room, notifications off, only one tab open, only one task at a time. Alex discovered that Ichigo Ichie is about completely merging with whatever you're doing right now, not splitting your mind. It's not just doing one thing practically, it's total union between you and the action. When you sweep the floor, you are sweeping. When you eat, you are eating. Zen monks apply this to everything, from ordinary tasks like washing dishes to deep meditation. There's a famous Zen saying, "When I eat, I eat. When I sleep, I sleep." Sounds obvious, right? But how often do we eat while thinking about work or try to sleep while worrying about problems? Our modern world values doing 1,000 things at once. Ichigo Ichie is the complete opposite. When you split your attention across many things, you're not truly present in any of them. You become shallow in everything. The key is this. When distraction appears, and it will, you simply notice it. "Oh, my mind wandered," and gently bring your attention back. No guilt, no frustration, just constant practice of returning your mind. After learning all this, Alex realized something important. He wasn't weak or lazy. He'd simply never learned how to use his attention properly. From that day forward, everything would change. The following Monday, Alex came home from school and did something brand new. He created a routine. He put his phone in a drawer in another room. He turned off every computer notification. He closed every browser tab except one with his study material. He set a timer for 25 minutes. He took 3 slow, deep breaths. Then he started. The first 5 minutes were terrible. His mind screamed, "Check your phone. See if anyone messaged you. Open YouTube real quick." But Alex remembered what he'd learned. When distraction comes, don't fight it. Just notice it. "Ah, my mind wants to wander." Then gently bring your attention back. He did this maybe 10 times in those first 25 minutes. But in the second 25-minute block, distractions got weaker. In the third block, he entered a focus state he'd never felt before. When the timer buzzed, Alex looked at the clock in disbelief. 75 minutes had passed, and he'd accomplished more in that hour than he normally did in an entire week. He felt a rush of energy and power. For the first time in forever, he felt in control. Over the next days, Alex kept up the routine. Every day after school, same process. Phone away, environment clean, deep breaths, total focus. He took it even further. He applied Ichigo Ichie to everything. When he ate, he focused on eating. No videos while chewing. When he talked to people, he was fully there.
When he walked to school, he noticed the sounds, colors, and movement around him. He realized he'd lived his entire life on autopilot. Now he was awake. His friends noticed. "Alex, man, you never hang out anymore. You okay?" Alex smiled. "I'm great, just focused on something bigger right now." They didn't get it, but Alex didn't care. For the first time, he was building his future instead of just dreaming about it. Then came his first math test after this change. Alex sat down, looked at the questions, and entered the state. Ichigo Ichie. He wasn't Alex taking a test. He was math solving itself through him. When the teacher returned tests the next week, Alex stared at his paper and froze. He'd gotten an A. He'd never gotten such a high grade in his life. Mr. Yamamoto looked at him from across the room and smiled. Alex understood. This was only the beginning.
The next several months were a wild ride. Alex kept practicing Ichigo Ichie every single day. His grades climbed steadily. A in physics, A in chemistry, A in computer science. His parents were shocked. "Alex, what happened to you?" "I just learned how to focus, Mom." But it wasn't just that. Alex learned something deeper. Discipline isn't about willpower. It's about systems. It's about building an environment and habits that make failing impossible. He learned that distraction isn't the enemy. Distraction is just a signal that your mind is tired, bored, or scared. When you understand that, you stop fighting and start working with your brain instead of against it. At year's end, Alex applied to Stanford. His friends still mocked him. "Bro, you've gotten better, but Stanford? That's insane. Do you know how many geniuses get rejected every year?" Alex just smiled. "I know, but I also know I'll give it my absolute best. Everything else is out of my hands." He used the same approach for test prep, SATs, essays, coding projects. Everything got its own time with complete attention. Then, 6 months later, on a regular Tuesday afternoon, Alex got an email. "Congratulations, you have been accepted to Stanford University." He read it 3 times before believing it. Then he yelled so loud his parents came running. "I got in! I got into Stanford!" His mom started crying. His dad hugged him tight. Alex felt deep gratitude, not just for the acceptance, but for learning something beyond any school. He'd learned to master his attention. And whoever masters their attention, masters their life. Chapter 5. Beyond Stanford, the journey continues. Getting into Stanford was amazing, but Alex quickly realized something. Just being there wasn't enough. The workload, the expectations, the competition, it was a whole different world. But Alex had an advantage. While other students struggled with distractions, procrastination, and stress, Alex had Ichigo Ichie. He kept the routine. Every day before studying, same process. Clean space, phone away, 3 deep breaths, total immersion. He applied the technique to everything: coding projects, algorithm classes, group assignments. Teachers started noticing. "Alex, your attention to detail is remarkable. You never miss anything." Because Alex understood something fundamental. Talent matters, but attention is power. During his 4 years at Stanford, Alex wasn't the smartest student, but he was one of the most consistent. And consistency over time beats scattered genius. He graduated with honors,
Soon after, he got hired as a junior programmer at a tech company. Alex could have relaxed then. He could have thought, I made it, I can ease up now. But he didn't, because he'd learned something essential. Everything is a process. There's no finish line, there's only the next step. So he applied Ichigo Ichie to his work. Every line of code got complete attention. Every meeting, he was 100% present. Every project, he dove deep. Within 2 years, Alex got promoted to full-stack developer. 3 years later, senior developer. At 28, he became a team lead. His co-workers kept asking, Alex, what's your secret? How are you so consistent? Alex always gave the same answer. I'm not smarter than you, I just learned to cut out distractions and be present. One thing at a time, full attention.
Chapter 6. The Science Behind It. Now, hold on. You might be thinking, okay, nice story, but does this actually work? Or is it just feel-good motivation? Let's look at the facts. According to research from Harvard scientists, regular mindfulness practice, which is exactly what Ichigo Ichie is, increases gray matter density in the front part of your brain. This means your brain literally changes its structure. The area responsible for planning, self-control, and focus gets stronger. Another study from Stanford researchers showed that people who practice focused attention have up to 40% less activity in their brain's default mode network. This is the network that's active when your mind wanders, when you're thinking about yesterday or tomorrow, when you get distracted. In other words, practicing Ichigo Ichie literally turns off the distraction center in your brain. There's more. Brain scientists who study neuroplasticity have said the human brain is incredibly adaptable. When you consistently train your attention, you're not just improving a skill, you're rewiring brain pathways. You're building information highways where before there were only dirt paths. Every time you bring your attention back when it wanders, you're literally building a stronger brain. This isn't mystical nonsense, it's pure brain science. The Pomodoro technique combined with Ichigo Ichie has been used by programmers, writers, and entrepreneurs. Why? Because it works. When you remove distractions from your space, when you work in focused time blocks, when you return your attention every time it drifts, you're doing a workout for your brain. Just like muscles grow when you lift weights, attention grows when you train it. Want to know the craziest part about Ichigo Ichie? It's not just about getting more done. It's not just about finishing tasks faster. It's about truly living. Think about it. How many times have you eaten an entire meal without even tasting it? How many times have you watched a movie while checking your phone? How many conversations have you had with people you love while your mind was somewhere else? We're living on autopilot. We're letting life slip by while we're distracted. Ichigo Ichie wakes you up. When you learn to be fully present, you don't just work better, you live better. Food tastes richer, conversations go deeper, experiences become more vivid. It's like unplugging from the matrix and seeing reality for the first time. Here's something that'll surprise you. Studies show people who practice mindfulness report much higher levels of happiness and life satisfaction. Why? Because happiness doesn't come from having more stuff. It comes from being present with what you already have. Alex learned this, and it changed everything. So where's Alex today? He still works at that same company. He's still a team leader, but more importantly, he's a completely different person from that 16-year-old who couldn't focus for 5 minutes. Alex teaches Ichigo Ichie to his team. He sees the same transformations happen. People who were average before now deliver outstanding work.
People who lived stressed now have mental clarity. Here's the truth. Alex isn't special. He doesn't have a genius IQ. He didn't come from money. He didn't have insider connections. He only learned one thing most people never learn: how to direct his attention. And this is the truth nobody tells you. Success doesn't come from having more time. It comes from using your time better. It's not about having more resources. It's about focusing the resources you already have. It's not about being smarter. It's about being more present. Because ultimately, your life is made of moments, and if you're not present in your moments, you're not living your life. You're just watching it pass by. If this video helped you, please subscribe so you don't miss future content. Check out the other videos on the channel too. I think they'll help you. And remember, one thing at a time, full attention. That's how you win. Be present, live with purpose, follow your path. See you next time.